Hello, Alyssa J. Dillon here, and I am here with Brit Miller. She's the owner of Sage and Frank, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her experience working with me and what she does. So take it away, Brit. What do you do? Who are you? Tell us a little more about yourself.
Yes, thank you. So I help women get their brands established online. What that means is we work on visual branding, we work on their marketing, we work on websites to help them create a brand presence and really start building their authority in their space.
Yes.
Yes. And so I call it, I say we're essentially like a brand growth agency. We work with people to just help grow their brands. We have copywriting, we have creative services, we have just about everything that you need to actually do your brand, do your website, and all the things that go along with that.
Yes. And I know specifically that you are amazing at this because we have been working together and you brought me on as your coach. And then I had you do all my branding and my website, which I am totally in love with. So I can definitely attest to just how amazing and magical and really like you have the ability to honestly like pull whatever is in my mind that I didn't even know existed to build out that brand that really embodies me as a human. And it's incredible because I know there are a lot of designers out there and brand agencies, and I think we've all experienced a little bit of like, okay, but that's not what I was thinking at all. Like this little bit of disappointment. And you are the first person I've ever worked with that I was like, I'm not really sure what I want, but I know I kind of want this and I kind of want this. And I sent over some examples and you were like, blew it out of the park. I was like, oh my gosh, you just made me into a brand. Holy crap.
Yeah, I know that was one of your biggest worries. You're like, I've worked with other people and it was just like always something where I didn't feel comfortable to ask for changes, or I was just unhappy and did it myself after I was done working with them. So I'm glad that we got to do that together.
Me too. So anyways, so I want to talk to you a little bit about what were things like in your business before you and I worked together? Like you were kind of going along. What was that like? And then how did you come to meet me?
Yes. So I think I was thinking back on the timeline. I think we connected around like October, a little over a year ago. And I was really at the point where I knew I needed to do something strategically to take my business to the next level. Like I was getting consistent clients, but they weren't like very high paying, super high paying, which I know I could have been doing because I have, a lot of experience in my industry. And I was just to the point where I was like, I've gone as far as I can on my own. I don't know what else to do. And I had an idea of something that I wanted to launch, a program, and had no idea how to actually like go and launch the thing. So I had seen you in some Facebook groups and did one of your like 5-day challenges or something like that. And I think I bought your ebook and we had a call and I was just like, okay, nope, just here. Here's my card. Let's do this. I'm ready.
Amazing. And so can you talk to me a little bit like what was your experience, and not just then, but honestly, what's your experience been like working with me this entire time? Like give us some feedback on, from your perspective, what it's like to you've been in multiple spaces from me at this point, including like Inner Circle, 6 Weeks, 6 Figures. You've been in some of my masterminds, you've been in courses, and now you are part of the Level 7 Revolution crew. So talk to me a little bit about what that experience has been like.
Yeah. And not only that, selling them to my clients too. Like almost like every client I have come through, I'm like, oh, you need this too. I'm just going to include this for you. So yeah, our first thing that we did together was the one-on-one coaching, figuring out my launch plan, doing all of that, and moving into Inner Circle, which was super helpful. Just having that mastermind of people to talk to, bounce ideas off of, talking to them and see like what their strategies are, see what everybody else is doing. And what we're in now is, I think the biggest benefit is really just being able to come to you and come to the group as well and be like, hey, this is what I have going on. What's my next best step? Like, what do I need to do? Because even originally, like I said, I had gotten myself as far as I could. You can only do so much like in a vacuum by yourself. So having people to talk to about your specific situation is invaluable. I mean, it's so important to have those people to bounce things off of. And it's really nice that like when I run out of strategy, like I'm trying to get this as far as I can go, that I always have you and have like the whole team, the whole group to bounce things off of and help kind of push me along and support me.
Yeah, and there really is we really have some incredible women in that space, and token male and
our token male.
Yes. I even wrote copy about that. I wrote like join, like my copy was join these incredible women and our token male.
Yeah.
We have one man that is in all of our stuff, and like he's part of the girls. He's part of the girl gang.
He's one of us.
We are just like, yep, you're here. Yes. Okay.
We talk about his hair, like.
Yep. Yeah. Whatever. He joins in on all of the conversations. And so at this point, talk to me about like your business now that you've been able to really grab the strategies, get the strategies, and know exactly what to do and know exactly what steps to take. So talk to me about like the growth of your business and what that's looked like for you.
Yeah. So if I'm thinking, and it's really nice because I started working with you like right at the end of the year. And then I launched that first thing in like January. So it's a very specific like year to year comparison. And just as far as data, I more than doubled what I was making. I had set a goal of doing 80,000 in 2020, and you're like, no, you're doing 100. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm doing 100. And I did. So I hit my first 6-figure year. So, I mean, that alone is just like phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
But aside from that, just the confidence that I have of like next best steps, I feel like that's what drives those numbers to where before I was like I said, I didn't even know like how to launch something. And going from like totally clueless and just kind of like wandering around trying at all the things to, okay, I have exact steps that I can do when I'm ready to do something, when I'm ready to sell a thing or, you know, do a campaign. That confidence just from like, oh, I know I have a plan and it's a plan that actually works is huge. And so that's probably the biggest, like, just like, I know that I can do this thing that works whenever I'm ready to make money.
Yeah. And I want to add to this, and I don't want to, because I don't think we should forget about this. You took months off in 2020.
Oh God.
So not only did you end up with your first 6-figure year, you didn't work for months, which
3 months in the
3
summer.
full months, right? Just off. And that was a personal thing for you. But truthfully, like I did the same thing. So I think a lot of us entrepreneurs, we like took a step back for whatever reason. Yours was more health related. Mine was related to my own personal life and having kids at home and all of that. But the idea of the fact that we have the ability to not compromise anything, right? Like you were able to make 6 figures and still take care of yourself, right? Like, and take that time you needed. And that was what was aligned at that time. And you jumped right back in it and you're like, holy crap, like we're still going to hit 6 figures. And I think there was a time where you doubted your ability to be able to reach that. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to start all over. And the next thing I know, you're like, I have a 6-figure business. And I was like, what?
I'm like, Alyssa, it's like starting over. I don't know what to do. And you're like, no, you know what to do. You're doing it. You just keep doing what you're doing.
You know exactly what to do. We've been through this.
Yeah.
We've done it once, we could do it again. Yes, that's amazing. And then so like, I guess final takeaways and anything that you would say to somebody who is considering coming into Level 7 Revolution, coming into my space to work with me, what would you say to them?
I would say just to do it. Like, I think a lot of people's hesitation comes down to like spending the money, essentially, like, because anyone who's connecting with you, they're going to connect with you. Like,
Right.
I mean, they're going to be probably like me, like, you know, entrepreneurs, we're women, we're really dedicated, we want to make these things happen, we're not offended by cussing. Those women are automatically going to connect with you. And so I'm like, the only things that would be like a hesitation is the money. And I know we're all worried about like ROI, but I got ROI. Oh my God, I made back, I think like triple what I paid you in the first month. Like, in addition to money I was already receiving. So, I mean, if that's an issue, like you're going to get your money back if you're doing the work and you're actually doing what Alyssa says. I'm going to be like really silly for a minute. Hold on. I have your stickers, like literally hashtag do what Alyssa says.
Can I tell you a secret? That's my least favorite one. And here's the reason why. It's because
there are also some other really pretty ones.
The only reason that I am like, but so it's like a fun little thing in my community. People say hashtag do what Alyssa says. Like, just do what the girl says, damn it. Because if you do it, you're gonna get the results, right? Which is great. And I love that. But I'm also like, you should listen to your own intuition and do what makes you happy. So I don't want, like, the idea for me is I don't want people to think that like my way is the only way, Alyssa's way is the only way. Because I really, really want the women in my community to take like their own power and realize they do have the answers. They know exactly what to do. You need maybe some strategy and some guidance here and there, but it's always about like, well, does it feel good for you as well? Like, if it doesn't feel good, you shouldn't do it. I don't want to create a bunch of minions, right? Like, I don't need a bunch of Alyssas. I don't
know if the world can handle that.
That's another good point.
No, and totally, because I don't think I follow anything that I've learned like to a T, just because everybody's different, modifying it to fit what's me, because like I'm a total introvert and I like to not do a lot of the things, but I do them in a way that works for me. And it's just the fact that taking what you do, figuring out what works, and then doing that for yourself is what's important. But just taking that leap and deciding, yes, I'm going to work with someone, I think is the biggest part. Like it feels like a blind leap of faith sometimes, but you know, if you're in that position, taking that leap and making that commitment to yourself is a total mindset change, and things just start to fall into place after that.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know any entrepreneurs who have created super successful businesses without some sort of coaching, right? Like, we all need some level of education and some level of support from somebody who has done it before us. And so I think that's the important piece. Like, if you're in a place where you're considering hiring a coach because you're at this place where you're like, I just don't know what else to do. Your time is now. Like, my only regret as an entrepreneur was not like facing that music sooner. Like, I
100%.
wasn't, I mean, I did pretty quickly bring on a coach because I was like, I need to know exactly what to do sooner than later. Like, I don't have time to waste. Like, life was too short for me, right? From not a perspective of like I'm dying, but like a perspective of like, I really do believe life is too short to spend any amount of time contemplating anything for too long. We're always learning from things. So I think it's like, if you're in a place where you are watching this video wondering if this is the next move for you, I think you already know the answer to that, right? Like, you already know the answer. You're here, you're consuming. And if you know I'm the coach for you, and if you are looking for a website designer and somebody who could help you with a beautiful brand, you also have Miss Brit Miller to help you over at Sage and Brink with that. So thank you so much for doing this with me today. This is amazing. It's always so fun catching up with you and getting to talk with you about everything we have going on. And I'll be seeing you soon anyways, because
Yes,
we're
you will.
going to be in on a call next week, I think. So,
Yes, we are. Yes, we
all
are.
right.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Bye.